Good evening, welcome to ITV News. This is Wednesday night's calendar.
Hello, thank you for joining us. These are tonight's main stories.
Police make 2 arrests and launch a major inquiry after a man's found dead following a blaze in this quiet residential Bradford street.
Yes, still a police cordon here at the scene and forensics teams on site as detectives ramp up this murder investigation. I'll have more details in just a few moments.
Michael Donovan, who kidnapped Yorkshire schoolgirl Shannon Matthews 16 years ago, has died, aged 54.
Is it time to ditch the device? We look at the new trend of so-called dopamine fasting and ask if it's just the latest mobile fad.
A platform to perform how Leeds has become the only station outside London with its own official busking spot.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. 11 years I've been waiting for this.
And the ultimate stags party, wild scenes at the One Call Stadium as Mansfield win promotion to League One.
Well, first tonight, a murder investigation has been launched after the body of a man was found following a fire at a house in Bradford.
2 people, a 52-year-old woman and 26-year-old man, have been arrested on suspicion of murder following an incident on what's been described as a quiet residential street.
Police forensics teams have been seen searching the area, which remains cordoned off tonight. And our reporter Jonathan Brown is there for us. Jonathan, what do we know about the victim?
Well, Lara, very little indeed at the moment. Police say that they're still trying to formally identify the victim in this case because they want to contact his next of kin. They say that that is the priority here right now. Meanwhile, for many of the people who live on this street and in this wider area, this has of course come as a major shock and prompted many questions. That's why police are still here trying to answer those questions as to what exactly led to those frantic scenes we saw here yesterday afternoon.
Dragged away in handcuffs, this one of 2 people arrested by police in quick succession after a man was found dead at a house in what neighbours describe as an otherwise quiet residential area. Dozens of emergency service workers descended on Shetland Close in Bradford yesterday afternoon, just before 4 o'clock. And today, the murder investigation continued.
Well, as you can see, crime scene investigators are still on the scene here. They're basing themselves out of this portable cabin at the end of the drive. The house itself, which is involved, is just around the corner at the end of this cul-de-sac. Now, other officers are also in the area visiting residents. They say they want to offer some reassurance.
It's thought this was a domestic incident. The damage to the windows, signs of a small fire, police say, occurred at the time. Officers adding that they are not looking for anyone else in connection with what happened. We spoke to a number of residents. One who didn't want to appear on camera told us she heard screaming and saw flames coming from the building. Another said the shock here is still palpable.
All hell broke loose, police cars, fire engines and you name it. What's happened has happened, and unfortunately, but like I say, nothing like that's ever happened around here before. Quite a quiet area actually.
In a statement, Detective Chief Inspector Matt Holdsworth from West Yorkshire Police said, "I understand that this incident has caused concern in the wider community and there is a lot of speculation about what has taken place and those involved. We need anyone with information to be passing that on to us." Officers say they're now trawling CCTV and asking any witnesses who are using the neighbouring sports pitches to come forward. Their inquiries into what happened here are ongoing. Jonathan Brown, ITV News, Bradford.
Next tonight, Michael Donovan, the man convicted of kidnapping Dewsbury schoolgirl Shannon Matthews 16 years ago, has died from cancer.
In a case that made news headlines right around the world, Donovan had hatched a fake kidnap plot with Shannon's mother, Karen, as they planned to claim £50,000 worth of reward money for Shannon's return.
Well, our reporter Matt Price joins us in the studio. Matt, just remind us of Donovan's part in that plan.
Well, Michael, as you say, this was a very high-profile case at the time, which saw Donovan holding the schoolgirl captive in his flat for some 28 days. Now, it prompted a search and an appeal, which cost over £3 million. million and was West Yorkshire Police's biggest inquiry since the hunt for Peter Sutcliffe. Now, eventually, Donovan was arrested along with Karen Matthews and her then boyfriend Craig Meehan after Shannon was found tied up and drugged in a drawer underneath Donovan's bed. Both Donovan and Matthews were jailed for 8 years and he was released from prison back in 2012.
So what do we know about his death then, Matt?
Well, Callender understands that Donovan, who was 54, died from cancer at Three Valleys Hospital in Steeton yesterday. The hospital is described as catering for people with complex mental health issues, and it's understood that he'd been living there for the last 6 years or so. It's thought he'd been diagnosed with stage 3 throat cancer back in February and was just given months to live. The hospital tonight wouldn't confirm reports, but West Yorkshire Police said it was aware of a man's death in Steeton, and they tell us that they're working with the coroner.
So, Matt, somebody who was very much in the public eye 16 years ago, but it seems like he's died with very little support, very little sympathy.
Absolutely, yeah. If reports are to be believed, Donovan was practically disowned by his family for his part in the Shannon Matthews kidnap plot. As for his co-conspirator Karen Matthews, she was given a brand new identity following her release from prison. But the real victim in all of this, Shannon, has been granted lifelong anonymity.
OK, Matt, thanks for bringing us up to date.
Still to come on the programme.
This is delicious. I absolutely love it.
From Syria to Subi Bridge, the refugee cheesemakers who've made their home in West Yorkshire, bringing their Halifax halloumi to a supermarket near you.
And I'm not jealous at all of your early morning walks in today's sunshine. No, not at all, Paul Royal and the 5 Pits Trail in North Wingfield. More of your photos and, of course, the forecast a little later on.
Now, Laura, I don't know about you, but I've got myself into that terrible habit of checking my phone in bed.
Oh, yeah, I know the problem, actually. You try and get to sleep, don't you? But then you think, oh, I'll just have a quick look on my phone. It's really addictive, isn't it?
It's really addictive. Yeah, well, apparently it's because of the dopamine hit in your brain and it gives you that feeling of happiness. So this new fad, if you want to call it that, of dopamine fasting is the latest trend trying to wean us off some of those habits. But is it a fast or a fad? Here's Raheem Rashid.
We're all used to a quick scroll on our phones before we go to sleep, but are we becoming addicted to short-term boosts of dopamine happiness? People in Sheffield say they struggle to stay off their smartphones.
I love being on my phone. Social media is the way forward.
Yes, I would lose some things, definitely, but I would survive.
I'm not really obsessed with it, but I've got 3 teenagers and they would find it difficult.
It's an unnecessary tool nowadays that we seem to have become addicted to.
When it comes to our mobile phone use, a study from King's College found that around 1 in 5 of us show signs of smartphone addiction, with researchers finding scrolling on our screens could be impacting our sleep and mental health.
The question I would phrase is, where does my smartphone fit into my life? And is it getting in the way of anything? And if it is, could I put some really easy limits around the use and make some rules for myself?
Some of those rules could relate to dopamine fasting, but what is it? Well, dopamine is a neurotransmitter that we release in our brain when we're doing rewarding activities that give us pleasure, motivation and satisfaction. For example, scrolling on our phones, watching TV or eating some junk food. But could that turn into a problem once those levels start to dip? Supporters of a dopamine detox say it could be a reset for those who've become too reliant on a quick fix.
With dopamine addiction, you actually need more. You create a tolerance within the brain, and what that means is that beforehand, maybe I was on it for 15 minutes and it would give me a bit of hit of dopamine, but now I need 30 minutes, and then I need more, and then I need more. And this is the challenge that we have at the moment, specifically with cell phones, because it's reinforced on a regular basis.
Dopamine fasting, yeah, in principle isn't a bad idea, but it's not necessarily going to change the amount of dopamine that you have in your brain. It's not going to change how your dopamine works. Instead, what will happen is your dopamine will just be firing and activated to something else instead of your phone.
That something else could be walking your dog, a gym session or a cold shower, just anything to give you a boost. So while a dopamine fast could help you become less reliant on your smartphone, you'll still need to replace the happy obsession with a healthier alternative. Raheem Rashid, ITV News.
There you go, you'll just have to have a cold shower next
I
time,
think I'll
won't you?
skip that, thanks.
Now then, if you had a ticket to ride through Leeds railway station today, you may have been accompanied by the sound of music, because for the first time outside of London, buskers are being given a new platform to perform.
Yes, budding musicians will be able to show off their talents to thousands of commuters as Network Rail launches an official busking spot on the station concourse. And Leeds band, the Dunwells, were on song with their support for the plan, as Lisa Adlam reports.
So you can say this is the start of something great.
Homegrown talent heralding what could signal the start of something great for aspiring musicians. The Dunwells were the support act today for the launch of an official busking spot at Leeds railway station and potentially a chance to follow in their tracks.
To be able to learn your craft, play covers, write songs, test them out is just brilliant. I think it's amazing.
I think that grassroots venues really struggle to keep the lights on these days. I think that the busking is a gap in the market there that allows you artists to build an audience and then climb up the ladder through grassroots venue.
And generate some money as well, yeah. I think it's great.
The scheme's been set up by Leeds Beckett University, Network Rail and the organisation behind official busking in London stations. Artists can apply online and if successful they'll get the chance to reach an audience of thousands in what is the busiest station outside the capital.
What better place to launch our regional attempts, and we've got some great music here and some fantastic musicians, so we're really hoping that the scheme attracts a lot of interest and we get a great roster of talent to be able to perform.
You may well get spotted. The footfall through Leeds Station is incredible and the amount of people that visit Leeds each day is unbelievable. So it's a really fantastic opportunity for emerging and talented musicians to sort of perform and wake up the commuters of Leeds.
The crowds in the street dance to the beat of our summertime.
And it seemed a welcome wake-up for those passing through today, including a couple of visitors from overseas.
That's what I was saying, it's so important. Leeds is such a music city, so it's super tight to hear live music while we're here. I love it.
Leeds is like a main station in the north. We don't get a lot of singing or anything, so it will be really good, yeah.
No, it's great to hear music. I love music, and it's lovely to have it in a space like this.
Started off as a really low-key event with myself and James from Leeds Beckett University, and it's just grown. It's just amazing to be part of it.
Performers who also want to be a part of it are being encouraged to apply online in the coming weeks and months, and just maybe to embark on their journey to stardom. Lisa Adlam, ITV News, Leeds.
Amazing stuff.
It would be great, I think. I'd love that if I was going to catch a train and I heard them.
Well, I've heard you're a dab hand on a keyboard, actually. Don't you fancy it?
What, playing the demo?
Yeah, possibly. That might be the way forward. Kerry, will the weather be music to our ears?
Oh, love that. Well, if you want it dry and you want your winds light, then the weekend is for you. But to manage your expectations, not necessarily sunny and not necessarily warm. So that's the weekend forecast coming up very shortly. But we've had a very topsy-turvy week so far. Beautiful when the sun's out. Even there, though, you can see in the tyre tracks plenty of puddles there, despite the blue sky and the sunshine. And also a lot of you reporting hail out of our heavier downpours. And of course, with sunshine and showers, we get rainbows. Now check this out. This was last night at the Cow and Calf in Ilkley. I didn't say anything because we were getting dry and clear conditions, but I didn't expect it to come further south. So I will give you the forecast for tonight, and there is a slight chance for Northern England. You can just see that green here on the left. It just does come just about to Northern England there, so there is a chance into those clearer skies, and that's the best chance at about 10 o'clock tonight. Just enough time to show you this trio of shots in the Peak District from Simon Walkden. He had a massive hailstorm coming through across, but you can see it was worth the wait. He got a beautiful sunset afterwards. Keep them coming.
Thank you. We'll see you later.
You will.
OK, some football news now, and Steve Evans has returned as manager of Rotherham United just hours after the sacking of head coach Liam Richardson. Evans, who led the Millers to back-to-back promotions between 2012 and 2015, rejoins Rotherham, who were relegated from the Championship earlier this month, on a 3-year deal after leaving Stevenage.
Now, we think the party has just about finished in Mansfield after they won promotion to League One last night.
They did very well. It's the first time the Stags have been promoted out of League Two for more than 20 years. And the champagne was certainly flowing as players and fans celebrated together on the pitch.
Well, somewhere amongst the 9,000 fans there last night was our reporter Arif Ahmed.
A promotion party this town hasn't witnessed in over 20 years. 22 years of waiting, hoping and praying for Mansfield Town to be promoted out of League Two finally came to an end. As players and supporters alike celebrated long into the night.
Waited so long for this, it's been incredible. What a journey, Stags fan from a little girl to now. My God, the atmosphere has been incredible. The journey, come on.
Over the course of the season, and we're just all buzzing now, so can't wait to have a good celebration with the lads tonight.
Been supporting them for a long time. Don't get very often, but tonight I had to come, definitely.
We're all here together, we're one MTFC family, we've just got to enjoy it, and we fully deserve it.
Oh, what a feeling. What a group of lads. Look what it means to everyone here. It's honestly best feeling ever. Best feeling ever.
Mansfield needed to beat Accrington in front of a sellout home crowd. George Maris's goal after just 2 minutes eased any pre-match nerves.
What a start for Mansfield Town!
Stephen Quinn then tapped in a second to put the game beyond the visitors.
And is that the goal that ends their promotion to League One?
And when the referee blew the final whistle at 9:45 last night, the party had well and truly begun.
After more than 20 years away, Mansfield Town are back to League One, and the fans are absolutely ecstatic.
And we can see what this means. No club honestly deserves this as much as we do. All I can say is up the Stags!
Oh, absolutely fantastic. 11 years I've been waiting for this. So absolutely over the moon. One of the best days of my life.
Best feeling. After all the heartbreak before Wembley, twice, all that. Nah, I can't be here tonight. Absolutely amazing.
How's that feel?
Oh, it's the best. We've been waiting a long time for that, especially the ones that have been here a while. So yeah, it's a perfect day, perfect season.
That's what you want to play football for, to win promotions, win medals, and yeah, class.
I grew up on this street just over here, and I can't express how much this club means to me. We almost lost it at one point, and to come back to where we are now, for the first time in my life, I can say that we're in League One. We're in League One. Yes!
Oh, do you think Arif's still there?
He may not have emerged from a crowd of Mansfield Town fans just yet, who knows?
Well done to them. Anyway, finally tonight to the inspirational story of the refugees who fled war-torn Syria with their very young children to build a new life in West Yorkshire.
Razan and her husband Ragid just wanted to keep their 3 children safe, but in the 12 years they've lived near Halifax, they've also built a business from scratch. And the Yorkshire Dharma Cheese Company has now landed a contract to get its version of Syrian halloumi onto the shelves of the UK's 4th biggest supermarket.
Yes, we saw the moment they made their pitch to the chief of Aldi's next big thing.
So the next thing that's going to happen is you will come up here to pitch to Julie. If she thinks that your product has the potential to fly off the shelves, then you'll be asked to stay. If not, you'll be asked to leave immediately. Can I ask about the syringes?
My background is not in cheese making. I study pharmacology in Syria. So far, we've got around 40 awards within 9 years in the business.
Wow. This is delicious. I absolutely love it.
Well, I'm delighted to say Razan and Ragid are with us in the studio now. Congratulations on what happened last night. Watching the programme, it's a bit like a combination of MasterChef and Dragon's Den and The Apprentice. Really quite intense to face the judges.
Yes, it wasn't an easy at all. To be honest, Julie, she's very strict and picky as well. She knows what she wants. and the presenter as well, Anita or Chris, they are very, very professional, and they focus on really certain things different, to be really different. Yeah,
I'm so pleased for you both because you've got quite a story, haven't you? What do you think it was that the judges saw in you that meant that you won?
I think they found that the product is unique. There are so many similar types of our cheese, but to have it wrapped in pastry is an innovative new product.
But what an amazing journey you've been on in the last 12 years since fleeing the war in Syria.
Yes, it wasn't an easy journey because you are changing all your profession. Regid is electronic engineer and I used to do pharmacology. Now we are doing food manufacturing degree at Sheffield Hallam, so it's absolutely different domain. But there's something linked between all of them. To be honest, without our background, we wouldn't be able to deliver this great product. So we've got the great milk in Yorkshire, and I put the scientific part in it, and Regid, the
engineering touches.
He made all the machines. We are making the cheese at the moment. He fabricated them here in the UK.
So tell us about how you do make this product then. It's all done in Halifax, isn't it?
Yes. The milk, the cheese and everything is made in Sowerby Bridge in Halifax, yes. So when we started, it was just an idea about using our cheese in new product. So we started to roll them, but of course in smaller quantities.
Yeah. Well, yes, they've ordered, is it 400,000 of this product? But you're going to still make them by hand?
Yes, we are going to make them by hand, yes. So this is why we employed many people, like 10, 11 person to help us in rolling.
Making them all together. It's, to be honest, we never thought about adding some of our background story or our heritage, but when we added za'atar, which is the thyme leaves, it's brought this flavor. It's like just mixing all civilizations all together, wrap it up in the filo pastry, deliver it on a small party, celebrating together.
Wonderful. Well, we could listen to you all evening, but unfortunately we don't have the time. But we have tasted some of the halloumi, and my word, it is amazing.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I know what I'm having for my dinner this evening.
Yeah, me too, me too. And isn't it great that it's Yorkshire milk that goes into it? And what makes Yorkshire milk so great?
Oh, it's that great Yorkshire weather, isn't it?
It is. It's Kerry.
Good visibility on the horizon. TIRI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Yes, hello again. It was a gorgeous start this morning. Pretty much wall-to-wall blue sky for many of us. A chilly start, a touch of frost, but soon defrosting and the best of the sunshine coming through for the morning. Lovely row of cherry blossom at Cliff Castle. A big thank you to Barbara for sharing the shot. And you can see that wall-to-wall sunshine first thing this morning, but coming down from the north, it's been chilly, that breeze, and we have seen these showers circulating around eastern parts and sinking southwards during the course of the day. So it has been that mix of clear spells and showers, but the showers will fade during the course of this evening and once more lead us to a dry, clear and cold night. The wind's lighter tonight, so in rural spots we could be dipping just below freezing as we head towards dawn. So a chilly start, very much like this morning as we head into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, it's a frosty beginning, a good dose of sunshine. Make the most of the morning if you can. We've got a weather front coming in from the northwest, so initially it generates some cloud, but then later on in the afternoon and in the evening, some patchy outbreaks of showery rain, some heavy pulses within that sinking south and eastwards as we head through into tomorrow night. As we head into the early part of Friday, the winds whip up, especially out towards the coast. It's a mixture of sunny spells and blustery showers. Temperatures still struggling to get to the average, so it will feel once more pretty chilly and exposure to that wind out of any sunshine, and then that leads us into the weekend. So high pressure desperately trying to nudge its way in from the west. So Saturday, probably the best day of the weekend in terms of drier, brighter conditions. The wind's light, but from a northeasterly direction, so perhaps dragging in some cloud around at times.
TIRI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
All I'm thinking about now is halloumi.
It's not going to be weather for a barbecued halloumi burger then?
Not weekend. Quite. You need your big coat.
I think it might be worth it for that halloumi.
It might be,
actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for watching.
Good night.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.